let's turn, of course, to the big news, which is that Donald Trump has been indicted. That's right. Here he is, real mad, just steely-eyed, walking into, this is what, 2:30 Eastern time, walking in to be arraigned in the courtroom. Here it just otherwise I'm not really worried about this, but like having, I think, NYPD flanking him with maybe some of his Secret Service, or no, that's his, I think he's got his lawyers behind him. I'm not sure. I think these are NYPD or they're his Secret Service. I don't know. Do Secret Service wear badges like that?
No, I'm pretty sure they're NYPD.
That's what I think. So I'm like, hell yeah, I've been there too. I've been arrested a couple times.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there he is. Here we are seated with his lawyers. He's slumped over. His hair is looking quite coiffed. I will say that though. He's got the coif down.
He blow dried it special today. Put on.
Oh yeah, the Aqua Net is working real good. That's what he was doing on the plane. Oh my god. So here, you know what? This is satisfying. It's just beautiful.
It is. Yeah, I mean, it's been so long coming, and I think that's why, is this the crime that he should most be held accountable for? He's got ones that are way worse, like inciting an insurrection. But at least it's something. At least there is some sort of justice. Even just an indictment is like, how I'm happy about that because it seemed for so long like nothing was going to happen. So
I know.
Yeah,
I know. And it's nice to see that, like, yes, the wheels of justice, it might like move slowly, but eventually, this comes down. I mean, we were talking about Stormy Daniels in 2016.
Literally, Michael Cohen came to testify in front of oversight when I was the vice chair under Elijah Cummings. And that was early on when I was in 2019. And I remember when that happened, my staff and I were talking about like, oh my God, this is so historic. This is like, a president, the fact that a president did something like this and we might be holding him accountable. What a joke. Like, yeah, there was no accountability. There was it. And I can get into that for a million years, but but yeah, to know how much worse it got from there is pretty wild to look at it in hindsight.
Right. This is one of the four. We've got Georgia and finding 11,000 whatever the hell votes he wanted. We've got the stolen documents, and we've got the inciting an insurrection and trying to overturn the democracy or an election. So yeah, not the gravest one, but definitely I think the most scintillating and exciting, and shoe on the other
and
foot.
Fitting. Truly just fitting.
Absolutely fitting. I said this on Newsbroke, which was at the time was like, look, him getting taken down by his favorite vice, which is just like, women,
and doing like, shady things with money, like
and doing things with money at the same time. Because it's perfect. It's like, Oompa Loompas are going to roll him out of the Oval Office because it's so on the nose what he would be taken down for. And also all of and we can get into, all the mudslinging at Stormy Daniels and her also being someone, who is a porn star, who's like open about that, right? Like she's not hiding it. It's fine. And kind of like she gets called all kinds of names, but because she does what she does and we're in, 2023, it's like, yeah, this is a job. We can all move on with our lives. If it were the 90s, the 80s, housing might have been more affordable, but as a porn star, you'd have to sort of live in shame, what a terrible profession. And all that.
Yeah, I think we've come a long way on sex work. There's still a long way to go, but
yes.
I'm happy. She seems to be getting a solid amount of respect that probably would not have been afforded her a couple decades ago.
Definitely. All right. Well, okay. So the indictment's been unsealed. People are, smarter than me, are digging through it, but it looks like, this is according to the New York Times, there's 30 to 34 counts. 34 felony charges. They were elevated to Class E felonies, which is the lowest level of felony in New York State Penal Code. The grounds are that the conduct was intended to conceal another crime. Now, I don't think that crime is sleeping with a couple of women. I think it's something else.
I think it's campaign finance, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not only that he did the campaign finance fraud or the violation or the felony, but that he then worked to cover the actual thing up, which is what it's what he did in the documents case. It's like, yeah, not only did you take the documents, but once we subpoenaed you, you went and hid them somewhere else. And we're learning that this week. So it accuses him of violating election laws, making false entries in the business record of various entities in New York. The key legal question in the case was always how the district attorney would take the falsifying of business records charge, a misdemeanor, and make it a felony. So again, they're all 34 of them are felonies, and he pleaded not guilty. Apparently, he was seated, said not guilty, and there were no handcuffs. There doesn't seem like there was even a mugshot, by the way.
Yeah, I'm a little bummed by that, but at the same time, like, he would have used that so happily for his campaign that it's probably for the best.
I'm not that person who's like, oh, this is just really riling up his base and this is gonna mean he's gonna win. No, I don't agree with that. But I totally agree that mugshot is delicious. I like as wonderful as we would have wanted it. I'm trying not to say the word delicious. I know it's gross, especially when it's talking about Trump. But like as perfect as that would have been, yeah, they would have put it on shirts in a proud way.
Yes.
And like been like, and especially this was very exciting. Wait, hang on. He maybe, if he needed a mugshot, it would have been a group mugshot. This is according to a source that spoke to Rolling Stone. I wish I was joking, but I'm not, because Secret Service would have had to be there. So can you imagine, Katie, like him with just like flanked by Secret Service looking
You gotta wonder too,
badass?
like how much those Secret Service people hate him. Like, I can't imagine they're big fans, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, no, that would have been. It'll probably come if he actually faces these other more serious charges, and I hope he does. If you got four shots at a mugshot, maybe one will happen.
Absolutely. And apparently, so this is again according to the Rolling Stone, that he wanted the scene, so he was offered the chance to surrender quietly and be arraigned over Zoom. Wow, what a fitting way. The pandemic's been so kind. Instead, he opted for a midday high-profile booking at the Manhattan courthouse. He wanted a perp walk. He wanted daylight hours, said the law enforcement official who's involved in aspects of the security planning. This is his opinion, but here he says he wants to get out of the vehicle, walk up the stairs. This is a nightmare for Secret Service, but they can only strongly suggest, not order, that Trump enter through the secure tunnels. Trump wants to greet the crowd. This should surprise no one, especially not his detail. He wanted that shot. I don't know if he actually entered through like a tunnel. I think he was
I was wondering that too.
Because we don't have a shot from outside, but I believe he was more just flanked by his own security and whatnot. So what was happening outside? There's just a few things that I want to show you. Marjorie Greene showed up because of course she did. And apparently, she was not able to be heard when she spoke to the crowd. This is according to Garrett Hake of NBC News. He says, one of the wildest scenes I've witnessed at a protest just concluded with a mob of photographers, reporters, and counter-protesters blowing whistles, bracketing Greene's walk from her SUV to brief and almost entirely inaudible remarks in the park before going back to her car in a matter of minutes. So she popped out, said something, came back, but there were all these whistles. And so Garrett caught up with why they had all these whistles. Apparently it was some dude was just handing out whistles. And here I can't pinpoint his accent exactly. I want to claim Italian, but that's just the Italian in me, and there's like a part of him that sort of reminds me of my dad. But here's whistle dude, or whistleblower, if you will, being interviewed about why the hell, if he supported Trump, why would he give a bunch of whistles out to people that just masked what Marjorie wanted to say.
Hey man, can I ask you a question? So, the whistles, where'd you get that idea?
Huh?
Where'd you get the idea for whistles?
Make a noise, take one.
Oh, I'm good, but so you're pro-Trump.
Yeah.
You're handing out whistles to...
Yeah. Make a noise, everybody must hear us.
Interesting. And
Everybody must hear us.
You don't worry that might be drowning out Marjorie Taylor Greene or whatever over there? You don't worry that might be drowning out the people speaking?
I like to make a noise. I'm here to make a noise. This is not a place to speak right now.
Very good point.
We're here to make noise. They have to hear us. Make America great again.
That's awesome.
I love that. Make noise. We're here to make noise. And you know what, Katie? That's as good of an encapsulation of MAGA
for sure.
mentality as anything else.
Now, what you say doesn't matter. What anyone has to say doesn't matter. Just make noise.
Yeah, what? Would you like a whistle? I'm sorry. Like, just, bless him. You know what I mean? That's very, very funny. And I just love that she was drowned out by everyone just blowing on a whistle. It's like the vuvuzela of the Trump indictment.
Yeah.
And then here was Representative Jamal Bowman, which I don't know if you saw last week. Him getting in, what was it, Representative Massey's face?
Oh, yeah. I did see that about gun issues.
Yeah, about gun control and all that. And here he is, Representative Bowman, been on the show before, very exciting. And he's down there outside of the arraignment calling Marjorie out.
Do your freaking job, Marjorie Taylor Greene. You don't need to be in New York City talking that nonsense. Go back to your district. What are you doing here? You're here for politics. You're here because you want to be VP. You're here for your own fundraising. You're here for your own nonsense.
Nonsense. He's right.
You're here for your own nonsense. And she just made an appearance. She just got out. And I'm curious, what did you make? Did you watch it all? I was going to bitch about this, how Marjorie was interviewed by Leslie Stahl on 60 Minutes.
No, I refused. I was too mad about it. I couldn't believe they were having her on.
I mean, that's my feeling. I understand that she's an elected official. I can barely understand.
Give her a platform. Do not give. Literally, she's psychotic. And you know, I work with people with mental health issues. Like, I'm not trying to be disparaging about people with mental illness.
Right.
Is a problem, and nobody, no legitimate news outlet should be giving her the time of day.
Not at all, especially when there's so many other people. Like I was saying, you know, I had Representative Summer Lee on, first Black woman in Pennsylvania to rep, you know, nationally. I had, I haven't had him, but Maxwell Frost, youngest Gen Z representative from Florida at a time when, you know, Florida's losing it, but he's this. You could have many people on. So many. Don't need to have Marjorie Greene on. Okay, final clown who was at, not Jamal, but final clown who was at this arraignment. None other than George Santos. Of course, here he is, wearing his, we'll decide what kind of designer. I'm feeling, I don't know. I think it's Prada. I think he's more Prada than Gucci, but we'll see. Here was George Santos making an appearance outside of the courthouse.
Is any president above the law?
No. But is this DA going to start criminalizing criminals?
How do you know what's
Where's Hunter Biden's indictment? 2 years of a laptop full, a treasure trove of crime.
If the former president committed a crime, if he committed a crime, should he?
Is anybody accusing me of something? Are you judge and jury?
Congressman, if the former president committed a crime, should he be held accountable, though?
This is not that crime, though.
No, why not?
This is old news.
Okay.
Just that guy is so much.
He's
very
a lot.
Snazzy.
It's very snazzy. Yeah. Also, like lip injections. Can we talk about him?
For sure. There's some filler happening in a few places, I think.
What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.